Life does not wait for you to feel ready. It does not pause when you are overwhelmed. It does not slow down when your mind is racing and your heart is pounding. Chaos does not ask for permission before it arrives. It shows up uninvited, at work, in relationships, in your own thoughts, and it tests you. Most people react to chaos the same way every time. They panic. They freeze. They let their emotions take control. They say things they do not mean. They make decisions they later regret. And when the storm passes, they feel exhausted, drained, and defeated. But there is another way. You can train your mind to stay calm when everything around you feels like it is falling apart. You can learn to control your reactions, manage your emotions, and respond with clarity instead of panic. This is not about avoiding stress. This is not about pretending everything is fine when it is not. This is about building the mental strength to stay grounded no matter what life throws at you. Calmness is not something you are born with. It is something you build. It is a skill. And like any skill, it requires practice, repetition, and discipline. Every time you choose to pause instead of react, you are training your brain. Every time you take a deep breath before responding, you are rewiring your nervous system. Every time you stay present in the moment instead of spiraling into worry, you are strengthening your mental resilience. This audiobook will teach you how to do exactly that. You will learn practical strategies to quiet your mind, control your emotions, and find peace even in the most overwhelming situations. You will discover how to break free from reactive patterns that keep you stuck in stress and anxiety. You will understand why chaos feels so intense and what you can do to reduce its power over you. The tools you are about to learn are simple, but they are not easy. They require commitment. They require you to show up for yourself every single day, even when you do not feel like it. But if you put in the work, you will see results. You will notice yourself staying calm in situations that used to make you panic. You will feel more in control of your thoughts and emotions. You will move through life with more confidence, clarity, and peace. So take a deep breath. Let go of whatever stress you are carrying right now. And get ready to train your mind to stay calm when everything feels chaotic. Chapter 1. Understand why chaos feels so overwhelming. Chaos feels overwhelming because your brain is designed to protect you. When something unexpected happens, your nervous system reacts instantly. Your heart rate increases. Your breathing becomes shallow. Your muscles tense up. Your mind starts racing through worst-case scenarios. This is your body's natural survival response, and it has kept humans alive for thousands of years. But here is the problem. Your brain cannot tell the difference between a real threat and a perceived threat. It reacts the same way whether you are being chased by a predator or dealing with a difficult email from your boss. Your body floods with stress hormones, cortisol and adrenaline, and suddenly, everything feels urgent, dangerous, and impossible to handle. This is why small problems can feel like disasters. This is why a busy day can leave you feeling completely drained. Your nervous system is stuck in survival mode, and when you are in that state, you cannot think clearly. You cannot make rational decisions. You cannot stay calm. Most people live in this state more often than they realize. They wake up already feeling stressed. They check their phone and immediately feel overwhelmed by messages, notifications, and responsibilities. They go through their day reacting to one problem after another, never taking a moment to pause and reset. By the end of the day, they are exhausted, not because they did anything physically demanding, but because their mind has been running on high alert for hours. The first step to staying calm in chaos is understanding this pattern. You need to recognize when your nervous system is hijacking your thoughts and emotions. You need to catch yourself before you spiral into panic. Because once you understand what is happening inside your body, you can start to change it. Your brain is not broken. Your stress response is not a weakness. It is a natural reaction that has been wired into you over thousands of years. But just because it is natural does not mean it is helpful in every situation. You can train your brain to respond differently. You can teach your nervous system that not every stressful moment is a life or death emergency. When you feel overwhelmed, your brain is trying to protect you. But most of the time, what you need is not more protection. What you need is more clarity. You need to step back, take a breath, and remind yourself that you are safe. You need to slow down your thoughts and focus on what is actually happening right now, not what might happen in the future. Chaos feels overwhelming because you have been trained to react immediately. But you can unlearn that pattern. You can train yourself to pause. You can build the mental strength to stay calm even when everything around you feels like it is spinning out of control. This is where the work begins. Not by avoiding stress, not by pretending everything is fine, but by learning to stay present, grounded, and in control no matter what life throws at you. Chapter 2. Recognize the difference between reaction and response. There is a huge difference between reacting and responding. Most people do not realize this. They think the two are the same, but they are not. And understanding this difference will change the way you handle stress forever. A reaction is automatic. It happens without thought. Someone says something that bothers you, and you snap back. Something goes wrong at work, and you panic. You feel overwhelmed, and you immediately reach for your phone, food, or anything that distracts you from the discomfort. This is a reaction. It is fast, emotional, and often regrettable. A response is different. A response is intentional. It requires a pause. It gives you time to think before you act. When you respond, you are not letting your emotions control you. You are choosing how you want to handle the situation. You are taking control instead of being controlled. Here is the truth. You cannot control what happens to you. You cannot stop stressful situations from showing up in your life. But you can control how you respond to them. And that is where your power lies. When you react, you give away your power. You let the situation control you. You let your emotions dictate your behavior. You say things you do not mean. You make decisions you later regret. You waste energy on things that do not matter. And when it is over, you feel drained, frustrated, and out of control. When you respond, you keep your power. You stay calm. You think before you act. You choose words that are intentional and clear. You make decisions that align with your values. You protect your energy. And when it is over, you feel grounded, confident, and in control. The key to responding instead of reacting is learning to pause. Just a few seconds. That is all it takes. Before you say something. Before you send that message. Before you make a decision. Pause. Take a breath. Ask yourself, is this how I want to handle this? Is this the person I want to be in this moment? This pause is everything. It is the space between chaos and calmness. It is where you take back control. Most people skip the pause. They go straight from feeling to acting. And that is why they stay stuck in the same patterns. They keep reacting the same way to the same situations, wondering why nothing ever changes. If you want to stay calm in chaos, you need to train yourself to pause. You need to practice it every single day. In small moments, when someone cuts you off in traffic, when you get a frustrating text, when something does not go the way you planned. These are your training opportunities. These are the moments where you build the skill of responding instead of reacting. At first, it will feel uncomfortable. Your brain will tell you that you need to act immediately. Your emotions will push you to react. But if you can resist that urge, if you can take just a few seconds to breathe and think, you will notice something powerful. You will realize that you do not have to let your emotions control you. You will see that you have a choice. And once you see that choice, everything changes. You stop being a victim of your circumstances. You stop letting stress control your life. You start responding with intention, clarity, and calm. This is not about suppressing your emotions. This is not about pretending you are not upset. This is about giving yourself the space to choose how you want to show up in the world. Because when you respond instead of react, you take control of your life. Chapter 3. Practice the power of the pause. The pause is the most underrated tool for staying calm. It is simple, it is free, and it works every single time. But most people never use it because they do not believe something so small can make a difference. Here is the truth. The pause is not just a moment of silence. It is a moment of power. It is the moment where you take back control from your emotions. It is the moment where you decide who you want to be instead of letting stress decide for you. When you pause, you give your nervous system time to reset. You interrupt the automatic stress response. You create space between the trigger and your reaction. And in that space, you find clarity. So how do you practice the pause? It starts with awareness. You need to recognize the moments when you are about to react. You need to catch yourself before you say something you will regret or make a decision you will question later. The easiest way to do this is to focus on your body. When you are about to react, your body gives you signals. Your heart starts beating faster. Your breathing becomes shallow. Your muscles tense up. Your jaw clenches. These are warning signs. They are telling you that your nervous system is activated and you are about to react emotionally. When you notice these signals, stop. Do not say anything. Do not act. Just stop and breathe. Take one deep breath, then another, then another. Feel the air entering your lungs. Feel your chest rise and fall. This simple act of breathing sends a signal to your brain that you are safe. It calms your nervous system. It gives you the clarity you need to respond instead of react. At first, this will feel awkward. Your brain will tell you that you do not have time to pause. Your emotions will tell you that you need to act immediately. But this is where discipline comes in. You have to train yourself to pause even when it feels uncomfortable. You have to practice it in small moments so that it becomes automatic in big moments. Start with low-stake situations. When someone says something that annoys you, pause before you respond. When you receive a stressful email, pause before you reply. When something does not go your way, pause before you react. These small moments are your training ground. They teach your brain that you do not have to react immediately. They build the habit of pausing. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. Eventually, the pause becomes second nature. You no longer have to force yourself to stop. Your brain automatically creates that space before you respond. And when that happens, you will notice a massive shift in how you handle stress. You will stop saying things you regret. You will stop making impulsive decisions. You will stop letting your emotions control you. Instead, you will respond with intention. You will speak with clarity. You will make decisions that align with your values. And you will feel more in control of your life. The pause is not about hesitation. It is not about being passive. It is about being intentional. It is about choosing your response instead of letting stress choose it for you. So starting today, practice the pause. Make it a habit. Use it in every stressful moment, and watch how it transforms the way you handle chaos. Chapter 4. Train your breath to calm your mind. Your breath is the fastest way to calm your mind. It is always available. It requires no tools, and it works instantly. But most people never use it because they do not understand how powerful it is. Here is what happens when you are stressed. Your breathing becomes fast and shallow. You take short breaths from your chest instead of deep breaths from your diaphragm. This sends a signal to your brain that you are in danger. Your nervous system stays activated. Your heart keeps racing. Your mind keeps spiraling. But when you slow down your breath, everything changes. Deep, slow breathing sends a signal to your brain that you are safe. It activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your body responsible for rest and relaxation. Your heart rate slows down. Your muscles relax. Your mind clears. This is not theory. This is science. Controlled breathing has been proven to reduce stress, lower blood pressure, and improve emotional regulation. It is one of the most effective tools for staying calm in chaos. And the best part? You can do it anywhere, anytime. So how do you train your breath? Start with this simple technique. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 counts. Hold your breath for 4 counts. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 6 counts. Repeat this cycle 5 times. This is called box breathing, and it is used by athletes, soldiers, and high performers to stay calm under pressure. It works because it forces you to focus on your breath instead of your thoughts. It slows down your heart rate. It resets your nervous system, and it gives you immediate relief from stress. The key is to practice this every single day, not just when you are stressed, but when you are calm. This trains your brain to associate deep breathing with relaxation. It builds the habit so that when chaos hits, your body knows exactly what to do. Make it part of your morning routine. Spend 2 minutes breathing deeply before you start your day. Do it again before bed. Do it whenever you feel overwhelmed. The more you practice, the more automatic it becomes. Your breath is your anchor. It is the one thing you can always control, no matter what is happening around you. So use it, train it, and let it guide you back to calm whenever chaos tries to take over. Another powerful breathing technique is the 4-7-8 method. Inhale through your nose for 4 counts. Hold your breath for 7 counts. Exhale slowly through your mouth for 8 counts. This pattern creates a calming rhythm that forces your body to relax. It is especially effective before sleep or during moments of high anxiety. You can also try diaphragmatic breathing. Place one hand on your chest and one hand on your stomach. Breathe in deeply so that your stomach expands while your chest stays still. This ensures you are breathing from your diaphragm, which activates the relaxation response in your body. Remember, your breath is always with you. It is the bridge between your mind and body. When you control your breath, you control your state. So practice it daily, and watch how it transforms your ability to stay calm in any situation. Chapter 5. Challenge your thoughts before they control you. Your thoughts are not facts. They are interpretations. They are stories your brain tells you based on past experiences, beliefs, and emotions. And most of the time, these stories are not accurate. When you are stressed, your brain goes into survival mode. It starts looking for threats. It amplifies worst-case scenarios. It convinces you that everything is falling apart. And if you believe these thoughts without questioning them, you will spiral into panic. This is why challenging your thoughts is so important. You need to catch yourself when your mind starts spiraling. You need to ask, is this thought true? Is this helpful? Is there another way to see this situation? Most of your stressful thoughts fall into predictable patterns. You catastrophize. You assume the worst. You personalize things that have nothing to do with you. You think in absolutes. These are called cognitive distortions, and they make everything feel more overwhelming than it actually is. For example, you make a mistake at work and immediately think, I am terrible at my job. I am going to get fired. Everyone thinks I am incompetent. This is catastrophizing. You are taking one mistake and turning it into a disaster. But is that thought true? Probably not. One mistake does not define your entire career. Or you send a message to someone and they do not respond right away. Your mind starts racing. They are ignoring me. They are mad at me. I did something wrong. This is personalization. You are assuming their behavior is about you when it probably has nothing to do with you. Maybe they are busy. Maybe they did not see the message. Maybe they are dealing with something else entirely. When you catch yourself thinking this way, stop. Take a breath and challenge the thought. Ask yourself, what evidence do I have that this thought is true? What evidence do I have that it is not true? Is there another way to interpret this situation? Most of the time, you will realize that your initial thought was exaggerated. You will see that you were making assumptions based on fear, not facts. And once you see that, The thought loses its power over you. This does not mean you ignore your feelings. This does not mean you pretend everything is fine. This means you separate facts from interpretations. You acknowledge how you feel without letting your emotions dictate what you believe. Start paying attention to your thoughts. Write them down if you need to. Notice the patterns. Notice when you catastrophize, personalize, or think in absolutes. And then practice challenging them. The more you do this, the easier it becomes. You will train your brain to think more clearly and respond more calmly. Your thoughts create your reality. So if you want to stay calm in chaos, you need to take control of what you think. Question your assumptions. Challenge your interpretations. And choose thoughts that serve you instead of thoughts that stress you out. Chapter 6. Stop trying to control what you cannot change. One of the biggest sources of stress is trying to control things that are outside your control. You worry about what other people think. You stress about the future. You replay past mistakes over and over in your head. And none of it changes anything. Here is the truth. You cannot control other people. You cannot control the past. You cannot control most of what happens in the world around you. The only thing you can control is yourself, your thoughts, your actions, your responses. When you accept this, everything changes. You stop wasting energy on things you cannot change. You stop trying to force outcomes. You stop letting external circumstances dictate your peace of mind. This does not mean you become passive. This does not mean you stop caring about what happens. This means you focus your energy on what you can influence and let go of the rest. Think about it. You are stressed about a project at work. You have done everything you can. You have prepared. You have done your best work. But you are still worried about how it will be received. You are worried about what your boss will think. You are worried about things that are completely out of your control. So what can you control in this situation? You can control how much effort you put in. You can control your attitude. You can control how you respond if things do not go the way you hoped. But you cannot control your boss's reaction. You cannot control the outcome. And the moment you accept that, the stress starts to fade. The same applies to relationships. You cannot control how someone else feels about you. You cannot force someone to understand you. You cannot make someone change. But you can control how you show up. You can control how you communicate. You can control whether you stay or leave. When you let go of trying to control everything, you free yourself from unnecessary stress. You stop feeling like you have to manage every detail. You stop feeling responsible for outcomes that were never yours to control in the first place. This is where serenity comes from. Not from controlling everything, but from accepting what you cannot control and focusing on what you can. So the next time you feel stressed, ask yourself, is this something I can control? If the answer is no, let it go. If the answer is yes, take action. But do not waste your energy trying to force things that are beyond your influence. Your peace of mind is too valuable to spend on things you cannot change. Focus on what you can control. Let go of the rest. And watch how much lighter you feel. Chapter 7. Build a daily routine that supports calm. Staying calm in chaos is not just about what you do in stressful moments. It is about how you show up every single day. It is about building a routine that supports your mental and emotional well-being so that when stress hits, you are already grounded. Most people wait until they are overwhelmed to start thinking about their mental health. They wait until they are burned out to take a break. They wait until they are spiraling to ask for help. But by then, the damage is already done. If you want to stay calm in chaos, you need to build habits that keep you centered every single day. You need routines that protect your energy, clear your mind, and strengthen your resilience. These habits do not have to be complicated. They just have to be consistent. Start with your morning. How you begin your day sets the tone for everything that follows. If you wake up and immediately check your phone, you are letting the world dictate your mood. You are starting your day in reaction mode. But if you give yourself even 10 minutes of calm before diving into the chaos, you set yourself up for a better day. Try this. Wake up and spend 5 minutes breathing deeply. Just 5 minutes. No phone. No distractions. Just you and your breath. This simple act grounds you. It reminds your nervous system that you are safe. It gives you a moment of peace before the day begins. Then move your body. Go for a walk. Stretch. Do some light exercise. Movement releases tension. It clears your mind. It boosts your mood. It prepares you to handle whatever the day throws at you. Throughout the day, build in moments of pause. You do not have to meditate for an hour. You do not have to do anything complicated. Just take 2 minutes between tasks to breathe. Step outside for fresh air. Close your eyes and reset. These small moments add up. They keep you from getting overwhelmed. At the end of the day, create a routine that helps you wind down. Put your phone away an hour before bed. Write down 3 things you are grateful for. Reflect on what went well instead of replaying what went wrong. This shifts your focus from stress to peace. It helps you sleep better. And when you sleep better, you handle stress better. Your routine does not have to be perfect. It just has to be intentional. It has to support your mental and emotional health. It has to give you space to breathe, move, and reset. When you build these habits, staying calm becomes easier. You are not trying to force calmness in the middle of chaos. You are already calm because you have been taking care of yourself all along. So start today. Pick one habit. Make it part of your routine. And build from there. Your future self will thank you. Chapter 8. Use physical movement to release stress. Stress lives in your body. When you are overwhelmed, your muscles tense up. Your shoulders tighten. Your jaw clenches. Your chest feels heavy. This physical tension makes the stress feel worse. And if you do not release it, it builds up over time. This is why physical movement is so important. When you move your body, you release the stress that has been stored in your muscles. You shake off the tension. You reset your nervous system. And you feel lighter, calmer, and more in control. You do not need to go to the gym for hours. You do not need to run a marathon. You just need to move. Go for a walk. Stretch. Dance. Shake your body. Do anything that gets you out of your head and into your body. Walking is one of the most underrated stress relievers. It gets your blood flowing. It gives your mind a break. It helps you process your thoughts without forcing it. Some of the best ideas come when you are walking because your brain finally has space to think clearly. Stretching is another powerful tool. When you stretch, you release the physical tension that stress creates. You lengthen your muscles. You breathe deeper. You create space in your body. And when your body feels relaxed, your mind follows. If you are feeling really overwhelmed, try shaking it out. Literally. Stand up and shake your arms, your legs, your whole body. It sounds silly, but it works. Animals do this instinctively after a stressful event. They shake off the excess energy. And humans can do the same. Exercise is also proven to reduce cortisol, the stress hormone, and increase endorphins, the chemicals in your brain that make you feel good. Even 10 minutes of movement can shift your mood and help you feel more grounded. The key is to make movement a regular part of your routine. Not just when you are stressed, but every single day. When you move your body daily, you prevent stress from building up in the first place. You stay more balanced. You feel more resilient. And when chaos does hit, you handle it better. So the next time you feel overwhelmed, do not just sit with it. Move. Walk around the block. Stretch for 5 minutes. Do 10 jumping jacks. Get the energy out of your body. And notice how much better you feel afterward. Your body is not separate from your mind. They are connected. When you take care of your body, you take care of your mind. And when you move, you create space for calm. Chapter 9. Protect your energy from negative influences. Not all stress comes from inside you. Sometimes the chaos comes from the people around you, from negative conversations, from toxic relationships, from constant complaints and drama. And if you do not protect your energy, these external influences will drain you. You cannot control other people, but you can control how much access they have to you. You can control how much time you spend in negative environments. You can control whether you engage with drama or walk away. Some people are energy vampires. They constantly complain. They always have a problem. They thrive on drama. And if you are not careful, they will pull you into their chaos. They will drag you down into their negativity. And before you know it, you are stressed too. You do not owe anyone access to your peace. You do not have to engage with every conversation. You do not have to fix everyone's problems. You do not have to absorb their stress just because they are sharing it with you. Start setting boundaries. If someone is constantly negative, limit your time with them. If a conversation is draining you, politely excuse yourself. If someone is trying to pull you into drama, do not engage. You are allowed to protect your energy. This also applies to the content you consume. If you spend all day scrolling through negative news, your mind will feel chaotic. If you are constantly reading angry comments and arguments online, your stress levels will rise. If you are consuming content that makes you anxious, stop consuming it. You get to choose what you let into your mind. You get to choose what you listen to, what you watch, and who you spend time with. And if something is making you more stressed instead of less, it is time to let it go. Surround yourself with people who lift you up. People who are calm, positive, and supportive. People who respect your boundaries. People who add to your life instead of draining from it. The energy you surround yourself with matters more than you think. And remember, protecting your energy is not selfish. It is necessary. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot help others if you are burned out. You cannot stay calm in chaos if you are constantly absorbing negativity from the people around you. So guard your peace. Set boundaries. Walk away from negativity. And surround yourself with people and content that support your mental and emotional well-being. Your calm is worth protecting. Chapter 10. Accept what is instead of fighting reality. One of the biggest sources of stress is resisting reality. You want things to be different. You wish the situation was not happening. You replay what should have happened instead of accepting what did happen. And all of this resistance creates suffering. Here is the truth. Reality is what it is. Fighting it does not change it. Wishing it were different does not make it different. The only thing resistance does is keep you stuck in pain and frustration. Acceptance is not the same as giving up. Acceptance is not about pretending you are okay with something when you are not. Acceptance is about acknowledging reality as it is so that you can move forward from a place of clarity instead of denial. When you accept what is, you stop wasting energy fighting what you cannot change. You stop replaying the past. You stop wishing things were different. You start focusing on what you can do right now, in this moment, with the situation as it actually is. Think about it. You made a mistake. You can spend hours beating yourself up, wishing you had done it differently. Or you can accept that you made a mistake, learn from it, and move on. Which approach is more helpful? Which approach allows you to stay calm? Someone disappointed you. You can spend days wishing they were different. Or you can accept that they are who they are, decide how you want to respond, and move forward. Again, which approach serves you better? Acceptance does not mean you have to like what happened. It does not mean you have to stay in a situation that is not working. It just means you stop fighting reality long enough to see it clearly. And once you see it clearly, you can make better decisions. The more you practice acceptance, the less stressed you will feel. You will stop creating unnecessary suffering by resisting what you cannot change. You will spend less time stuck in frustration and more time moving forward with clarity and purpose. So the next time something does not go the way you wanted, pause. Take a breath and ask yourself, can I change this? If the answer is yes, take action. If the answer is no, accept it and move on. Do not waste your energy fighting what cannot be changed. Reality is not your enemy. Resistance is. Acceptance is the key to peace. So stop fighting what is. Accept it and move forward with clarity, strength, and calm. Chapter 11. Reframe stress as a challenge. Not a threat. How you think about stress determines how it affects you. If you see stress as a threat, your body responds with fear. Your heart races. Your breathing becomes shallow. Your mind goes into panic mode. But if you see stress as a challenge, your body responds differently. You feel energized. You feel focused. You feel capable. This is called stress reframing, and it is one of the most powerful tools for staying calm in chaos. It is not about pretending stress is not real. It is about changing the way you interpret it. Most people see stress as something negative. They think stress is bad for them. They think it means they are weak or incapable. And this belief makes the stress worse. It creates a negative feedback loop where the stress itself becomes stressful. But stress is not inherently bad. Stress is your body's way of preparing you to perform. It sharpens your focus. It boosts your energy. It activates your resources. The problem is not the stress itself. The problem is how you interpret it. When you reframe stress as a challenge instead of a threat, everything changes. You stop seeing it as something you need to avoid. You start seeing it as something you can handle. And when you believe you can handle it, you stay calm. For example, you have a big presentation coming up. You feel nervous. Your heart is racing. You could interpret this as, I am so stressed. I am going to mess this up. I cannot handle this. Or you could interpret it as, my body is preparing me to perform. This energy is helping me stay sharp. I am ready for this challenge. Same physical sensation. Completely different interpretation. And that interpretation changes how you feel and how you perform. This does not mean you ignore the discomfort. This does not mean you pretend you are not nervous. This means you acknowledge the sensation and choose to see it as your body's way of helping you rise to the occasion. Start practicing this reframe. The next time you feel stressed, pause. Notice the physical sensations. And instead of labeling it as bad, tell yourself, this is my body preparing me. This energy is here to help me. I can handle this. The way you think about stress shapes how it affects you. So stop seeing it as a threat. Start seeing it as a challenge. And watch how much calmer and more capable you feel. Chapter 12. Practice gratitude to shift your focus when you are stressed. Your brain fixates on what is wrong. It replays problems. It searches for threats. It focuses on everything that is not working. And the more you focus on the negative, the more overwhelming everything feels. Gratitude is the antidote to this pattern. When you practice gratitude, you train your brain to notice what is going well. You shift your focus from what is missing to what is present. You interrupt the cycle of negativity and create space for calm. This is not about toxic positivity. This is not about pretending everything is perfect when it is not. This is about balance. Yes, things are hard. Yes, you are stressed. But there are also things going right. And when you acknowledge those things, you create a more accurate picture of reality. Gratitude is not just a feel-good practice. It is backed by science. Studies show that people who practice gratitude regularly experience lower stress levels, better sleep, and improved mental health. It literally rewires your brain to focus on the positive without ignoring the negative. So how do you practice gratitude? Start simple. Every day, write down 3 things you are grateful for. They do not have to be big. They can be as simple as, I had a good cup of coffee this morning. I got enough sleep last night. Someone smiled at me today. The key is consistency. Do this every single day. Over time, Your brain will start looking for things to be grateful for automatically. You will notice the good more often. You will feel less overwhelmed by the bad. You can also practice gratitude in the moment. When you feel stressed, pause and ask yourself, what is one thing going well right now? Even in the middle of chaos, there is usually something. Maybe you are healthy. Maybe you have people who care about you. Maybe you have a roof over your head. Acknowledge it. This shift in focus does not eliminate the stress, but it gives you perspective. It reminds you that even when things are hard, they are not all bad. And that perspective is what helps you stay calm. So start practicing gratitude today. Make it a daily habit, and watch how it transforms the way you see your life, even in the middle of chaos. Chapter 13. Simplify your life to reduce overwhelm. One of the biggest sources of chaos is complexity. Too many commitments. Too many choices. Too many things competing for your attention. And when your life is overly complicated, staying calm becomes nearly impossible. The solution is simplification. You need to cut out the noise. You need to eliminate the things that drain your energy without adding value. You need to create space in your life so that you can breathe. Start with your commitments. Look at your schedule. How many things are you doing out of obligation instead of intention? How many commitments are you keeping just because you said yes once and now you feel stuck? How many activities are draining you instead of energizing you? You do not have to do everything. You do not have to say yes to every request. You are allowed to prioritize your peace over pleasing other people. Start saying no to things that do not align with your values or that do not serve your well-being. Simplify your environment too. Clutter creates mental chaos. When your space is messy, your mind feels messy. Clear out the things you do not need. Organize your space. Create an environment that supports calm instead of contributing to stress. Simplify your decisions. Decision fatigue is real. The more choices you have to make, the more drained you feel. Reduce the number of decisions you have to make every day. Create routines. Automate what you can. Eliminate options that do not matter. Simplify your digital life. Unsubscribe from emails that clutter your inbox. Unfollow accounts that make you feel stressed or inadequate. Turn off notifications. Reduce the amount of information coming at you all the time. The more you simplify, the more space you create for calm. You are not adding more to your life. You are removing what does not belong. And in that space you find peace. So start today. Pick one area of your life to simplify. Cut out one commitment. Declutter one space. Reduce one decision. And notice how much lighter you feel. Chapter 14. Learn to sit with discomfort. Most people run from discomfort. They distract themselves. They scroll through their phone. They eat. They drink. They do anything to avoid feeling what they are feeling. And this avoidance keeps them stuck in a cycle of stress and anxiety. Here is the truth. Discomfort is not dangerous. It is just uncomfortable. And the more you avoid it, the more power it has over you. But when you learn to sit with discomfort, it loses its grip on you. This does not mean you have to enjoy discomfort. This does not mean you seek it out unnecessarily. This means you stop running from it every time it shows up. You stop treating it like an emergency. You acknowledge it, breathe through it, and let it pass. When you feel anxious, your instinct is to make the feeling go away as quickly as possible. You reach for a distraction. You try to push the feeling down. You avoid situations that might trigger it again. But this only makes the anxiety stronger. It teaches your brain that anxiety is something to fear. Instead, try this. The next time you feel anxious, sit with it. Do not run. Do not distract. Just sit. Notice where you feel it in your body. Notice what thoughts come up. And breathe. Just breathe. Do not try to fix it. Do not try to make it go away. Just be with it. At first, this will feel impossible. Your brain will scream at you to do something. But if you can stay with the discomfort for even a few minutes, something shifts. You realize that the feeling is not permanent. You realize that you can handle it. You realize that discomfort does not have to control you. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes. You build tolerance for discomfort. You stop fearing it. You stop letting it dictate your actions. And when chaos hits, you stay calm because you know you can sit with whatever comes up. Discomfort is part of life. You cannot avoid it, but you can learn to sit with it. And when you do, you become unstoppable. Nothing can shake you because you know you can handle anything. Chapter 15. Use journaling to process your thoughts when your mind is racing. Writing is one of the best ways to slow it down. Journaling gives you a place to dump all the thoughts swirling in your head. It helps you process what you are feeling. It creates clarity out of chaos. You do not have to be a good writer to journal. You do not have to write in complete sentences. You do not even have to make sense. The point is not to create something beautiful. The point is to get the thoughts out of your head and onto paper. When you write, you externalize your thoughts. You take what feels overwhelming and make it tangible. And once you can see your thoughts on paper, they lose some of their power. They are no longer this big, scary thing in your head. They are just words on a page. Start with stream of consciousness writing. Set a timer for 5 minutes and just write. Do not edit. Do not think too hard. Just let everything out. Write about what is stressing you. Write about how you feel. Write about what you wish were different. Just write. You can also use journaling to challenge your thoughts. Write down the thought that is stressing you out. Then write down evidence for and against that thought. This helps you see the situation more objectively. It helps you separate facts from interpretations. Another powerful journaling practice is writing a letter you never send. If someone upset you, write them a letter. Get everything out. All the anger. All the frustration. All the things you wish you could say. Then rip it up or delete it. You do not have to send it. The point is to release the emotion. Journaling also helps you track patterns. When you write regularly, you start to notice trends. You see what triggers your stress. You see what helps you feel better. You see what patterns you keep repeating. And once you see the patterns, you can start to change them. So grab a notebook and a pen. Spend 5 minutes writing every day. Do not overthink it. Just write. And watch how much clearer your mind feels after. Chapter 16. Build a support system you can lean on. You do not have to handle everything alone. You are not designed to carry all your stress by yourself. Having people you can lean on makes a massive difference in how you handle chaos. A strong support system does not mean you need 100 friends. It means you have a few people who genuinely care about you. People who listen without judgment. People who support you without trying to fix you. People who show up when things are hard. Too many people try to handle stress alone because they do not want to burden others. They do not want to seem weak. They do not want to admit they are struggling. But isolation makes everything worse. When you keep everything inside, the stress builds up. It feels heavier. It feels more overwhelming. Reaching out is not weakness. It is strength. It takes courage to ask for help. It takes courage to admit you are struggling. And the people who care about you want to be there for you. They want to help, but they cannot help if you do not let them in. Start building your support system now, before you need it. Invest in your relationships. Show up for the people who matter. Be there for them. And when you need support, they will be there for you. Sometimes, the support you need is professional. If you are dealing with overwhelming stress, anxiety, or trauma, talking to a therapist can be life-changing. Therapy is not just for people in crisis. It is for anyone who wants to understand themselves better and build healthier coping skills. You also need to be selective about who you lean on. Not everyone deserves access to your vulnerability. Some people will use your struggles against you. Some people will minimize what you are going through. Some people will make you feel worse instead of better. Protect yourself by choosing wisely. You do not have to do this alone. Build a support system. Lean on the people who care. Ask for help when you need it. And remember, needing support is not weakness. It is being human. Chapter 17. Set boundaries to protect your peace. Boundaries are not walls. They are not about shutting people out. They are about protecting your energy, your time, and your peace. And without boundaries, you will burn out. Most people struggle with boundaries because they fear conflict. They fear disappointing others. They fear being seen as selfish. So they say yes when they want to say no. They tolerate behavior that drains them. They give more than they have to give. And eventually they break. But here is the truth. Setting boundaries is not selfish. It is necessary. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot be there for others if you are not taking care of yourself. And you cannot stay calm in chaos if you are constantly letting people cross your limits. Start by identifying where you need boundaries. Where do you feel resentment? Where do you feel drained? Where do you feel taken advantage of? These feelings are signals that a boundary is missing. Then communicate your boundaries clearly. You do not have to apologize for having limits. You do not have to justify them. You just have to state them. I cannot take on any more projects right now. I need some time to myself. I am not comfortable with that. Be direct. Be firm. Be kind. Some people will respect your boundaries immediately. Some will push back. Some will test you to see if you really mean it. And this is where consistency matters. If you set a boundary and then ignore it the first time someone crosses it, they will keep crossing it. Enforcing boundaries is uncomfortable. It feels awkward. It feels selfish. But it is not. It is self-respect. And the more you practice, the easier it becomes. You learn to stand firm. You learn that people who truly care about you will respect your limits. And the people who do not respect your limits do not deserve access to you. Boundaries protect your peace. They protect your energy. They protect your calm. So set them. Communicate them. Enforce them. And do not feel guilty about it. Your well-being is worth protecting. Chapter 18. Focus on what you can do right now when everything feels overwhelming. The easiest way to stay calm is to focus on the next step. Not the entire problem. Not the 100 things on your to-do list. Just the next step. What is the one thing you can do right now? Most people get paralyzed by overwhelm because they are looking at everything at once. They see the big picture and it feels impossible. They see all the things that need to get done and they freeze. They do not know where to start, so they do nothing. But you do not have to solve everything today. You do not have to figure out the entire plan. You just have to take one step, and then another, and then another. Progress is not about doing everything at once. Progress is about doing something consistently. So when you feel overwhelmed, break it down. What is the smallest possible action you can take right now? Maybe it is sending one email. Maybe it is making one phone call. Maybe it is just getting out of bed and taking a shower. Do that one thing, and then decide what comes next. This approach reduces overwhelm because you are not trying to hold everything in your mind at once. You are just focusing on what is directly in front of you. And when you complete that one thing, you build momentum. You prove to yourself that you can handle it. And that momentum carries you forward. You also need to let go of perfectionism. Done is better than perfect. Taking action is better than waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment does not exist. The only moment you have is right now. So stop waiting. Start moving. Focus on the next step. Take action. Build momentum. And before you know it, you will look back and realize you made it through the chaos. One step at a time. Chapter 19. Trust yourself to handle whatever comes. One of the biggest reasons people panic in chaos is because they do not trust themselves. They do not believe they can handle it. They doubt their ability to cope. They fear they will fall apart. And this fear makes the chaos feel even more overwhelming. But here is the truth. You have already survived every hard thing that has ever happened to you. Every challenge. Every setback. Every moment you thought you could not handle. You made it through all of them. And you will make it through this too. Building trust in yourself is not about being perfect. It is not about never feeling scared or uncertain. It is about knowing that even when things are hard, you have the strength to get through them. You have survived before. You will survive again. Start reminding yourself of this. When you feel overwhelmed, pause and say, I have handled hard things before. I can handle this. I do not have to have all the answers right now. I just have to trust that I will figure it out. Trust is built through action. Every time you face a challenge and get through it, you prove to yourself that you are capable. Every time you stay calm in chaos, you build confidence. Every time you respond instead of react, you strengthen your trust in yourself. You do not need to know how everything will turn out. You do not need to have the perfect plan. You just need to trust that you will handle whatever comes. And that trust is what keeps you calm when everything around you feels chaotic. So stop doubting yourself. Stop waiting for proof that you are strong enough. You already are. You have always been. Trust yourself. And move forward with confidence. Chapter 20. Commit to staying calm every single day. Staying calm in chaos is not something you achieve once and then forget about. It is a daily practice. It is a commitment you make to yourself every single day. Some days will be easier than others. Some days you will feel grounded and in control. Other days you will struggle. And that is okay. The goal is not perfection. The goal is consistency. It is about showing up for yourself even when you do not feel like it. It is about using the tools you have learned even when they feel hard. It is about choosing calm over chaos as many times as you can. Every morning, make the decision. Today, I will stay calm. Today, I will pause before I react. Today, I will focus on what I can control and let go of the rest. This daily commitment is what builds lasting change. You will slip up. You will react when you meant to respond. You will lose your calm in a moment of stress. And when that happens, do not beat yourself up. Just reset. Acknowledge what happened. Learn from it. And recommit. The more you practice, the stronger you become. The more you choose calm, the easier it gets. The more you trust yourself, the less chaos affects you. This is not about eliminating stress from your life. This is about building the mental strength to stay grounded no matter what happens. So commit to the practice. Commit to the pause. Commit to your breath. Commit to challenging your thoughts. Commit to accepting what is. Commit to protecting your energy. Commit to trusting yourself. Staying calm in chaos is a choice. And it is a choice you get to make every single day. So choose calm. Choose clarity. Choose control. And watch how your life transforms. Conclusion: you now have the tools to stay calm when everything feels chaotic. You know how to pause. You know how to breathe. You know how to challenge your thoughts and control your reactions. You know how to protect your energy and trust yourself. You know that calmness is not something you are born with. It is something you build. But knowing is not enough. You have to practice. You have to show up every single day and use these tools. You have to commit to staying calm even when it feels impossible. Because it is in those hard moments that you build real strength. Chaos is inevitable. Life will always throw challenges at you. Stress will always show up uninvited. But how you respond is entirely up to you. You can let it control you. Or you can train your mind to stay calm no matter what. This is not about avoiding stress. This is not about pretending everything is fine. This is about building the mental resilience to stay grounded, focused, and in control when everything around you feels like it is falling apart. So take what you have learned, practice it, make it part of your daily life, and watch how you transform. You will notice yourself staying calm in situations that used to make you panic. You will feel more in control of your thoughts and emotions. You will move through life with more confidence, clarity, and peace. The power to stay calm is already inside you. You just have to train it. You just have to commit to it. You just have to choose it every single day. So take a deep breath. Trust yourself. And remember, you are stronger than the chaos. You are capable of handling whatever comes. And you have everything you need to stay calm, no matter what life throws at you. Now go out there and train your mind to stay calm. Because you deserve peace. And you are more than capable of creating it. Your action plan for staying calm before you close this book. Let's create a clear action plan. You have learned 20 powerful strategies for staying calm in chaos. But knowing them is not enough. You need to implement them. Here is exactly how to start. First, choose 3 techniques that resonate most with you. Maybe it is the pause. Maybe it is breath work. Maybe it is challenging your thoughts. Pick 3 that feel most relevant to your life right now. Do not try to do everything at once. Focus on mastering these 3 first. Second, practice them every single day. Not just when you are stressed. Every day. Make them part of your routine. Spend 5 minutes in the morning practicing deep breathing. Pause before responding to stressful emails. Challenge 1 negative thought before bed. Consistency is everything. Third, track your progress. Notice when you stay calm in a situation that used to trigger you. Notice when you pause instead of react. Notice when you handle stress better than you did last week. These small wins matter. They prove that the work is paying off. They build your confidence. Fourth, be patient with yourself. You will not master this overnight. You will have bad days. You will slip back into old patterns. You will lose your calm when you meant to stay grounded. And that is okay. Progress is not linear. What matters is that you keep showing up. What matters is that you keep trying. Fifth, revisit this material regularly. Come back to the chapters that speak to you. Reread the sections that challenge you. Use this book as a reference guide. The more you engage with these concepts, the deeper they will sink in. The more you practice, the stronger you will become. Remember, staying calm is not about eliminating stress from your life. It is about changing your relationship with stress. It is about building the mental strength to stay grounded no matter what happens. And you are capable of this. You have always been capable. You just needed the right tools and the commitment to use them. Life will continue to be unpredictable. Challenges will continue to show up. Chaos will continue to test you. But now you have the skills to handle it. You know how to pause. You know how to breathe. You know how to challenge your thoughts. You know how to protect your energy. You know how to trust yourself. And most importantly, you know that calmness is a choice. A choice you get to make every single day. A choice that gets easier the more you practice it. A choice that transforms not just how you handle stress, but how you experience life. So make the choice. Commit to the practice. Trust the process. And know that every small step you take is building the person you want to become. A person who stays calm in chaos. A person who responds instead of reacts. A person who trusts themselves to handle whatever life throws at them. You have got this. You have always had this. And now you know exactly how to access it. So take a deep breath. Trust yourself. And step forward with confidence, knowing that you are more than capable of staying calm, no matter what. The journey to calmness starts now. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Right now. So close this book, take what you have learned, and start practicing diligently. Your future self will thank you for it. Remember, every single moment is an opportunity to choose calm over chaos, clarity over confusion, and control over reactivity. The power has always been yours. Use it wisely.